barely attached to that glue. Maybe it's older. I don't remember how old this is, but the glue, a lot of these things are coming right up.
There, perfectly flat.
Let's see how that looks in relation to, whoops, car. Well, plus if we back the car up a little ways, you can see. Boy, that still seems really tall, doesn't it? You think?
I would leave it.
Okay. I want to take that table out with me too. Oh shit. Them motherfuckers in there good. The dog food came up easy enough.
About that big? Because it's coated in plastic.
Alright. Now we're to the part where it's time to make letters. Jason's going to need the epoxy. What is that stuff called again? We're using this JB Weld. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to make them look distressed and put a few spots of rust on it. I have this waxy paper I'm going to set it on. Hopefully they dry in time.
Just pinching it off and then pinching it.
Alright, and then I have pre-cut these little steel bars, and those are going to go in the back, similar to an old vintage sign on the top of say a hotel or a garage or gas station. I'll put an example in here real quick. So, wish me luck. Hopefully this goes the way I picture it. Oh, that is nice and warm. You think that's the right thickness? That's not bad. That's about a fourth of an inch, right?
Something like that.
Alrighty. And if anyone's wondering, I'm using fondant letter cookie cutter things, fondant cutters. Okay, so I almost waited too long to do this one. The first couple, when you saw me do it in the beginning, it was way too wet. Wasn't holding its shape. So then it really started to firm up, similar to what this A has done now. You can't really tell, but this is almost like tire rubber consistency, just a little under. So we just did the A. I think it's easier to do when it's about half cured. I don't know if the letters are going to be salvageable. Took a long time for me to get this center of the D out, and I dented it. Not that it matters, the letters are going to look distressed anyway, but I'm going to keep them in here until they cure for another few minutes till we're done with them all, and hopefully I will be able to pop them out. If not, we'll figure that out when we get there. Okay, I know the light in here sucks, but there are the letters. I thought I was going to leave them in the cutters longer before I could pull them out. They're mostly cured. I mean, hard enough to play with. You can see, thank you Jason for the light. I just did some initial cinnamoning, if that's even a word, to try to get it in those deep spots. There's a little bit too much on that O. I don't know if I'm just going to leave it like that, if I'm going to add a little bit of paint and do it up, or if this is enough. This might be enough. But anyway, now I was originally going to put the poles on while it was wet and get them stuck on there. Now I'm going to have to probably epoxy it, or maybe I'll just glue it. I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
You want me to go get it?
Okay, Jason just reminded me. No, we'll do it later. Then we still have the old-fashioned liquid JB Weld. So I'll probably do that tonight after he gets home from work. But ultimately, this is what we're going for. As you saw in the little picture I did. I probably should have got off my butt and done this in the kitchen. But it's going to look like that. And no, there's no apostrophe. There's not an apostrophe on his sign either. And we got him a mug for Christmas as well. And it wouldn't let us use an apostrophe. So that's the way it's going to look, with just a couple of vertical poles, which I don't know where I put them, to put into the top of the, whatchamacallit, diorama. So, I'll be back when everything is completely put together. Alright, so I didn't record any of this because it took a very delicate hand. This is the sign. Waiting for all the JB Weld to cure. I just got through putting it on there. That's what I have left over. It's still kind of pasty, but I don't have any other use for it. So in the morning we'll see how that's dry. I wanted it to be done tonight, to be done with this project. All I gotta do now is drill a couple tiny holes for this to sit in, 1/2 inch, and stick it on the top. Some of my cinnamon came off. I might put a touch of paint and add some cinnamon, or maybe some clear glue. While we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and go put the car in the diorama. Alright, I'm back in the kitchen. Sorry that this video is kind of all over the place. Some of it's hard to do and record at the same time. At first I was happy with the way the cinnamon had stuck to the letters, but now most of it seems to be gone. So I didn't stick it on with anything. I'm also unhappy with the thickness of the A. Look how much chunkier it is in the rest of the letters. And the O didn't seat right all the way, but whatever. I mean, the D looks pretty good in really bright light. As far as light rusting, but I guess I want it to be a little more obvious than that. I don't want it to look really bad though, because it doesn't fit in with this. I mean, the garage is dirty, but I don't know. And the car somehow slipped last night after I glued it in place. I don't know how. I set it on a, you know, pretty flat surface. And it didn't even slide in the direction that the washing machine was angled, so that didn't make sense either. And we're going to try the brown paint. See if it does what I want it to do. Because I'm kind of mostly just doing it to the left and the bottom as if it all weathered in the same direction, like however the sign might have been facing if it were real. A. Now I've mixed a little bit of cinnamon into my glue right here. See if I can just make a little texture. Even though I already made texture on the letters. Now I'm not sure if I want to do this, but I can't stop because I already did all of some of them. I'm doing all the other parts of the letter that I didn't put the rest in the lower left. This is kind of going everywhere else. Alright, so after a little of the cinnamon glue, I went ahead and just sprinkled the cinnamon on it like you do glue and glitter. I'm just kind of dabbing it into the cracks some more. Or into the little distressed spots I made. That's why the glue's not going to dry shiny on top. I wish I had made more marks in the O's and the S. Sticking really nice in the D and the A and the N. But I guess I just didn't put enough texture in the O and the S. Just kind of what I'm trying to make up for with this glue. It's like reverse texturing. Maybe it'll be alright. I hope. I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder if this was easier than just trying to make a miniature lighted sign. A polymer clay sign. Maybe I would have screwed that up a whole lot less. Than this. But it is what it is. Okay, so I just remembered I needed to do the poles in the back. I would say it doesn't look too bad. This brown happens to be just the right color. For that, I wish it was a little bit darker for the front, but I don't know if you guys can see where the just paint. It's supposed to be rustier. I don't know. Maybe I spent too much time and trouble on it. That's what it's gonna look like when it's up there. Anyway, I'm gonna get this car re-glued in, get this up here, and I think we'll finally be finished. Alright, so Dan's gift is all dry, ready to go. This is the finished product. Just needs to now be wrapped up and stuff.